real estate transactions are complex, involving teams of industry professionals working together. Success requires the seamless communication and coordination of sensitive information. Today, we're going to be visiting with a number of industry professionals to learn more about the challenges they face in today's real estate transactions, as well as how they're using TitlePipe to ensure that information is managed safely and securely during a real estate transaction.
My husband was born and raised here. He's a Boise native. I moved here in 1998, and the real estate industry found me where I discovered it in 2001. So this will be my 20th year in the business, and I've worked at several different capacities. So title and escrow, tax deferred exchanges, and now running my own real estate company. So it's we've come full circle.
I have been in escrow for about 18 years. This year is 18 years. Before that, I worked for a lender for about 7 years, where I would actually draw the loan documents, lock the loans, do customer service calls, and then I moved into escrow and became an escrow officer. For the first 6 years, I was at another local title company, and then I've been with Pioneer Title for 12 years.
So I am a loan officer at Source Mortgage. I have been there for about 7 years, and I've worked as a processor, a loan officer assistant, as well as a loan originator.
Wow.
Title, I'm an escrow assistant. Prior to coming to work at Pioneer Title, I worked for Rocky Mountain Companies for about 10 years as a assistant to the president. It's a commercial real estate company. Then I came to Pioneer Title as an escrow assistant, which I'd never done before. I've been working with Kim for about the last 3 years.
Excellent.
And I feel like we make a really good team.
Outstanding.
Sure. So I am the owner and co-founder of the Harmony Group, and we provide transaction coordinating services for agents locally, and that includes listing services. We provide TC services from pending to closing for buy and list sides, and then we also help with social media, pretty much anything the agent needs that we can help with, we are there for them.
Yeah, so my role as a real estate agent is communication is key. It's and I have found that communication is not just key as a real estate agent, but in any role that you're in a service industry, communicating, being an expert communicator is important.
Sure. At Pioneer Title, I'm an escrow assistant. From the get-go, I get the order for the purchase and sale or the refinance, and I open the order. At that point, I need to put in all the partners or all the individuals that are involved in the situation. Sometimes there's hidden names that you are unaware of until you get down to the wire, and that's when you panic.
Gotcha.
A lot of the escrow or a lot of the real estate agents have transaction coordinators. A lot of the lenders have different processors, closers, funders,
assistants.
Yes, so there's a lot of people involved. A lot of people you have to touch base with.
So I am a loan officer at Source Mortgage. So as a loan officer, I am talking with the customers and getting their information. I'm taking their documents and getting everything ready for like a pre-qualification, so that way they can go out and purchase a home, or so they can do a refinance on their current home. And then as a processor, I take that information and I give that to my underwriter, who then goes back and forth with myself to get more information from the borrowers or the buyers to make sure that they qualify for the home.
So as an escrow officer, we act as a neutral third party in the transaction. So we are not representing the buyer, the seller, the agents. We are the neutral third party that gets the purchase contract, and then we ensure that the terms of the contract have been met. And then we also work with the lenders to get their loan documents, and we balance to all of their numbers. And then we compile all of the numbers from the lender's instructions, the agent's instructions, any invoices that need to be paid. We compile them on a closing statement, and then that's what we use to close the transaction. and that's what breaks down all of the numbers.
So to make sure that the right people have the right information at the right time and the secure information that's there, currently right now it's being passed through email. It's not very effective because email is not very secure, and there's times when the wrong people get added to the email thread. So email is a challenge currently because of the amount of email threads that we can get. So we can have an email go out and then someone respond to a previous email, and then multiple people are being included, and then there's not really an order to the information that's being passed. So borrower information can range anywhere from a driver's license picture to a bank account to tax returns, W-2s, so social security numbers, phone numbers, property addresses, pretty much everything. Usually it's very difficult to keep order to emails.
On the bottom of our wire instructions, it says, please call to verify the wire instructions prior to sending any money, because in the past we have had wire fraud where accounts have been hacked and they alter the document. It still looks like our document, but they alter the document and change the account number, so when the buyer sends in their earnest money, the money is then wired to the scammer's account.
The challenges we face when pulling information together are because we have so many people involved in a transaction. We have to get all information from the buyers, sellers. It creates a lot of work calling. You get a lot of voicemails. You have to recall the people. It's just a constant kind of a babysitting job. On an average day, I would probably say I get over 200 emails. The way we know how the emails associate to the transaction, we have a transaction number, and we put that on all of our emails so that it correlates to what we have in our system. If not, we can usually track it by the name. We have to sift through email to find out which transaction that email belongs to.
I do work with, I feel like every person or company related to a real estate transaction, I do have my hands in, for sure. I think one of my big challenges is just being valuable for everybody. There are so many people involved, and especially for buyers and sellers, that they get a little confused with the number of people that are involved in their transaction. So making sure that I communicate with them up front, letting them know what I do and how I can make sure that I help them. Gosh, as a single transaction coordinator, the workload, I would say maximum workload would be about 70 pendings at once. I do have another transaction coordinator on staff with me, and we are currently managing about 115 pendings right now. On average, we close about 50 a month. So it's definitely manageable. We're juggling a lot of balls at once, which makes it fun and exciting. But there's a lot that a transaction coordinator does every day that keeps us busy. Per transaction, if I'm dealing with 70 transactions at once, I would probably get 5 to 10 emails per transaction a day. It's frantic trying to go through your inbox, trying to find things. So there really isn't an efficient way that we have to find documents currently. There really isn't a way currently, especially we just communicate via email. And so if it's picking up the phone, then I'm writing it down, and then I call the title company. There's lots of pieces to getting this information if we're going to try and get it over the phone to the proper people. So.
I have tried out TitlePipe, and the experience has been fantastic. The way that we can keep order to the transactions, the way that we can make sure that the right people are getting the right information, and that there's not additional people getting information that should not be part of the transaction. So I've worked with realtors, I've worked with borrowers, buyers, title companies, and the way that we can communicate all in one location and all the information is in one spot is so helpful. They really enjoy it. They enjoy being able to have access to everything. They enjoy being able to know that their information is very secure, that they're not passing their social security number or they're not passing information to the wrong people. I got signed up with TitlePipe very, very easily. The web-based application was fantastic, user-friendly. I was able to set up my profile and then I immediately had access to my transactions.
And shores up that communication to make sure it's the right people, the right information at the right time. So again, it's that usability of being able to share time-sensitive information and then having this this additional brain that's helping us protect the information and only share with the parties that need that information, and putting it into the vault, even though we all have access to that transaction, that those buckets are protected by, you're on a need-to-know basis, and that just shores up to make sure that there's no missteps with time-sensitive information or private information.
If you have a buyer in a transaction, they're associated with the selling agent. So when we upload the preliminary title report, only the people that need to see the preliminary title report do. Setting up my account with TitlePipe was extremely easy. You put in all of your contact information. You put in your phone number, your email, your fax number. You can even upload a picture. You can go in there and you have instant access to your listing agent's information, phone number, email, cell phone number.
I've had experience using TitlePipe. It's been very easy to use. I wish everybody would use it. It compiles all the information. If people would just look into it and input their information, it would save a lot of time on our end because all the information is in one spot. Getting started with TitlePipe, we were excited because it was a new portal that housed everything and everybody could input all their information and it would save so much time. And so far it's working great.
I get excited when I hear TitlePipe because as a transaction coordinator, if I could use one software or one area in my transaction life where I can just upload all of the documents, communicate with everybody in one location where everybody can just log in and check it there, my inbox and my day would go from 80% of the time checking emails to probably 15 to 20% of the time checking emails, and it would give me a lot more time to focus on my service to my clients and my agents as well.